Good morning. Welcome to Empower Others. I am your host, Linda Kennedy, and I have a very special guest today, but we'll go into that in just a moment. May we bow for a word of prayer. Father God in heaven, we just thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace and your mercy, Father. Thank you that you made a way for my guests to get here safely, Lord. And after the show, I pray for traveling grace for both of us. Lord, I pray for the ones that may be listening, Father. I pray that what we will say and do here on Empower Others will help them in some kind of way, Lord. Thank you, and we love you, and please forgive us for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen. So again, good morning. We're going to start with announcements. So first of all, I want to make an announcement about Grief Share. We have Grief Share at Second Missionary Baptist Church, and that's located at 2305 East 3rd Street, and that's on Mondays from 5:30 to 7. Now, if that day and time does not fit your schedule, you can always go to griefshare.org and find a location that will best serve you. But the most important thing is getting some help, because grief is hard and we all have encountered grief some kind of way. And sometimes, as in our Black community, we do not like to talk about death and grief and all of those things, but death is a part of life. And if we are not the ones that have passed on, we're left behind with the memories of those that have. And so we need to tap into the resource that's going to help us navigate. I mean, you never really get over the person, but you can learn coping mechanism and things that will help you deal with your loss. So again, that's griefshare.org, and you can find the location there. And also, I want to announce the Sovereign Grand Council Knights of Prince Hall. They have a mentor program, and you can contact Robert Carroll at 423-381-5473. And the email is shalack, SHALACK 109 @gmail.com, or Elias H. Smith Sr. at 423-544-3075. And his email is MAESTROC. No, I'm sorry. Let me go back. MAESTROEHS @epbfi.com. I know that's a long email, but the information, the program is great. It's a mentor program for young males, young Black males, and it's an organization composed of youth 9 to 20 years of age, inclusive, working under the sponsorship of Prince Hall Masons to provide beneficial use of their spare time with worthwhile companions in a wholesome educational environment, and a program aiming to interest and aid youth in their all-round development. I know that I said a whole lot and I kind of stumbled, so I do apologize for that, but I wanted to get that information out to you because our Black and brown young men, they need mentors. They need mentors. Somebody that's going to walk on this journey with them. I know a lot of people say our Black and brown young men are out doing X, Y, and Z. They're not the only ones. If they are, they're not the only ones. So let's link them up to a mentorship program that can help them. And I'll post this on my Facebook page, and so you can go there and look at it. It's Linda Kennedy on Facebook, and I try to keep my page up to date with all the resources and businesses that can offer support and services to everyone. So now enough about my announcements. Let's get into it. So I have a special guest, Rakenya Walker, and she is near and dear to my heart. I bet y'all like, dang, she say that about every guest, and do, because the ones that's on my show is intentional. I have a reason to have them on here, and they're so gracious to accept the invite. So thank you for doing that. So Rakenya and I, we met in the school system. Just a sweetheart. And it's like God will lead her to me those times when I was doubting myself, when I was like, I don't know about this. And she would check in with me every time she saw me. She would just check in with me. She would send me emails, and she would say, hey, if it's anything that I can do to help you, I am here. And that's what it's about, because no man is an island. We all need help at some point in time. And God placed her in my life right when I needed her. And so for 3 years, we've been, talking back, friends, talking back and forth, encouragement. So that's what it's about. That's what I'm about, encouraging others, empowering others. And she does the same for me. So, Miss Rakenya, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. I'm Rakenya Walker. I am a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay, come on.
Pass that test.
Oh,
Yes.
clock
Yes.
it, yes.
Very few of us get to that point, especially
on.
us in the Black community.
Uh-huh.
The percentage of Black therapists and Black mental health providers is very slim,
Oh, speak
especially
on
in the
it.
state of Tennessee.
Okay, huh?
I,
Bible Belt.
I ain't got my stats on me,
Oh,
but
but that's okay. Yeah, absolutely.
trust
right.
it.
Yes.
But I currently am working with children birth to 3, doing evaluations, just making sure they're meeting their milestones. But I also do private practice therapy with Ubuntu Counseling and Wellness.
Wow.
Practice is based out of Nashville, but we're telehealth. And I'm local here, Chattanooga, so I see clients that way, but mostly through telehealth.
All right. Wow. So I heard something. And she's right. We do not in the Black and brown community have a lot of licensed clinical social workers or therapists or any of that. And so many things can be said about that for our great state of Tennessee. And I'm sure we're going to get into some of that. But I commend you for taking that step, because I know it wasn't easy.
It was not.
Yeah, and sometimes people make things hard for others, but you conquered that thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
You conquered that thing, and you said you were going to do it. You told me that that's what you wanted to do, and doggone it, she did the thing, y'all. She did the thing. And so tell us your process for that, for the ones that may be thinking about it.
Okay.
May be thinking about it.
You want the long version or short version?
However you want, whatever comes to you.
We'll talk about obedience, I'm sure.
Okay.
And,
Okay. All
in,
right.
in our time together.
Okay.
But social work was actually not my first choice.
Okay.
Roundabout way, I was told, I was led, I didn't want to listen.
Come on.
And then God put things in place for my alignment, as he does. And so the process was, I already had my bachelor's in child development and sociology from Maryville College, little teeny tiny school. And then I studied abroad, or I did Peace Corps abroad, lived in Zambia, Africa for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, taught over there, came back and was like, I love culture, I love education, I love mental health. What do I do with it? I'll become a psychologist. Yeah, no, that was not what God had planned for me. And so ended up applying for social work grad school in the social work program, got into it, took 3 years to get that degree out of the way. And then the fun part started. So you get the degree, then you study for your first test to become a licensed master's social worker.
Yeah.
When you pass that test, You then do 3,000 clinical hours, which means 3,000 hours of FaceTime with people doing therapy if you want to go the clinical route. That also includes supervision, which sometimes takes money, in the process of trying to find a job where you can get the expertise, you can make a living wage, and get all your hours done. So 3,000 hours took me a couple years.
Oh, that's all right. Hey.
Couple years. Graduated with my master's in 2020. And got my LMSW pretty quickly in October of that year. And then I finally got my clinical hours completed in 2024.
Wow.
So it took a long time. It took a while just to make sure I had the proper knowledge and the supervision hours. I had a great supervisor I could go to if there were conflicts, anything like that. So once I got those 3,000 hours, you pay an application fee to see if they even will allow you to take the test. So you pay a fee to take the test. Then you pay a fee for the test. And then you hope you pass the first time, because if not, you have to pay for the test again.
So they charge you 2 fees.
Also for the LMSW, you get an application fee and then you get a test fee.
You know what? That sounds like it's set up to discourage some.
Absolutely.
What if, because sometimes the social workers that have graduated, they wasn't working during, their educational journey. And to be faced with 2 sets of fees, it can be discouraging. But I guess that's how it's set up, huh?
I think it is.
To discourage you from going through with it, but I'm just a firm believer that whatever's in your heart, God has put in there, he will open up doors
Absolutely.
for you
Yes, he
to get,
will.
but it's just, humans can make things so difficult for people when it shouldn't have to be like that.
And it's systems, like, big part of social work is looking at those global systems, those big systems that affect what we do and how we interact with others. So, the education system and higher education specifically. And, I have a soapbox about what it takes to be a social worker. Just because you work with people does not mean that you're a social worker. There's validity in all helping professions and all people who, work on the front lines with people. There's so much validity in that. But the fact that it takes us 2 tests to become licensed as a master social worker, to a test to become a licensed master social worker, another test to become a clinical social worker, 3,000 hours, supervision hours. We have to pay to get CEUs, continuing education, like all of those things. Respectfully, put some respect on that. Like,
So respect, right?
a lot of time, a lot of tears, a
Yeah,
lot of
okay.
money, and
Yeah.
I've been very blessed, like you said, when God puts something on your heart, there's alignment. Ubuntu, the organization that I work for, they helped me through that process, because it's hard to get through it. It's very easy to get discouraged. Well, I ain't got the money to take the test, so I'm gonna wait a couple more months. I'm gonna wait a couple more. Sometimes you just gotta,
You gotta jump on.
You gotta
have
get it
to
done.
move from the shore, get on out there.
Yeah.
Well, especially when he tell you, "Come on,
Absolutely.
come on." Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and keeping our eyes on him. Now, we start messing up and sinking when we take our eyes off of him.
Yes.
But when he's saying, "Come on, just walk on out there." Yeah. Wow. So, tell us about your support system, because your so all your degrees,
Yes,
all the things that you're doing, you can get discouraged in it.
Absolutely.
You can get pissed off. You can all these things. In life, life be happy,
Life
be
be
lifing.
lifing.
Yes, and so who do you lean on? Who do you vent to or go to when you going through something?
I, again, am incredibly blessed. I have wonderful parents. They don't always understand, but they always listen. I have an amazing group of friends, like, love them down. They, through it all, have been my support. I made some wonderful colleagues as friends, too. Like, even, recently switching jobs, you reached out to me, and I was like, man, I really need to be checked on today because isolation can be real sometimes. So
Yeah.
just people whose paths I've crossed. And then I have some coping skills. I also have my own therapist.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna lie.
okay. Come on.
Because some of the things that we help other people work through either can be triggering or can just be heavy. And so I want to hold space for the people that I work with. Again, that's been put on my heart to do, and I have the capacity,
Okay.
the willpower to do it. But sometimes you need somebody to hold space for you,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and so my therapist is that for me as well, and along with my friends, my family, my colleagues.
Absolutely. Now you said something. You have a therapist, and oftentimes
Yes.
we think, as social workers or people in general, we don't need therapy. And I'm gonna raise my hand. I used to think like that years ago because I was basically raised by my grandfather, and he was from Alabama. He was old, good and well. He wasn't about to see. His mindset was, no, I'm not finna tell nobody my business,
Right.
And so I grew up, in that, and so I'm like, hush mouth, hush mouth,
Right.
But on the inside, I'm tore up.
Right.
I'm carrying trauma. I'm carrying, all these things. And so in my adulthood, it started coming out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And so I started hearing more and more. And I'm like, okay, I need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when I went, I saw I definitely needed that. And there's nothing wrong with, having a therapist.
I think a lot of people think something has to be wrong for you to talk to a therapist. Like, your life doesn't have to be falling apart to go talk to a therapist. It's best
good.
to go talk to them before you feel
being
like
proactive.
everything. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Before you're reactive. Like, you don't need everything to fall apart to go talk to somebody.
That's good.
And it's just, I think it's just helpful. I love the brain. I'm a nerd, I'm a nerd, but I'm kind of a nerd for the brain, and just, I want to know why I do certain things to better do them, to better function. And so that's one reason to talk to a therapist. Why do I do this? I also, shout out to partners and spouses, because I feel like one of the ways, all the things that you have gone through, all that trauma, all those situations from your past shows up in relationships.
Absolutely.
Even the healthy ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely the healthy
Yeah.
ones. And so it's nice to kind of process those things. It's also kind of nice to process, for us, I feel like, Black women in any field, imposter syndrome, thinking you're not good enough, going through certain things. Again, we work through systems that have always told us that we're not enough, and we need to do certain things, look a certain way, act a certain way, to be enough. And it's nice to, one, have support from the people around you who get it, but also that outside person, that unbiased person, to be like, hey, actually, this is the proof that you are enough. These are all the things you have been doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. So before we go any further, I don't want to miss the opportunity. So Miss Ray Kenya did not mention that she was an author. Yeah. And so when I met her outside before the show, she was walking up, and I was looking at her hand because I'm very observant. I was looking. I'm like, what is that? At first, I thought it was like a notepad, so with your notes. I'm like, wait a minute. And so she kind of like slid it to me. I'm like, what is this? I said, wait a minute. You're an author?
Yes,
She was
ma'am.
like, yes. And I said, girl,
Yes, ma'am.
walk in that thing.
Yes.
And I shared with her For so long, I've been saying I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna tell you for how long. My granddaughter is 17 now, so she was a little. She was probably like one or two, and I had been saying it, and I haven't done it yet, but yet,
Not a full stop.
yeah, right, yes, but that is my plan, to get started on that. A couple things have kind of died down for me, so now I can focus. You know, it's like God is, and I've really, to be honest with you, I've been disobedient, and now God has been telling me, write the book, write the book. I've been hard-headed. You know, it's almost one of them things, maybe like what you said, not feeling good enough, sharing some things that's gonna, when you put it on paper,
Yes.
when you write it down,
Yeah.
you're facing it, and it may be one of those things that, all of that I may not want to face it, but
Absolutely.
I need to, you know, and the things I'm a firm believer on whatever, God allowed to come our way, and we go through things. It's not only for us; it's
Right.
for others that's watching, or others that need what you have. And so when you don't do what He's telling you, you are, number one, disobedient, and you are neglecting others. And so
You could be blocking
Yeah.
somebody else's blessing.
come on, yeah, and the very thing that somebody else may be praying for, you could have it,
Absolutely.
and you're just sitting on it. I'm talking to me
That's
right
real.
now. I'm talking to me, okay? And like, she talking about me? No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking to me right now. So, reframe, unlearning false narratives. And so let me hope. Yes. So tell us about your, oh, cute picture. Yes. Y'all can't see it, but yes. Okay, tell us about your book.
Well, it is a book of poetry. I have written poetry since I was itty bitty.
Now wait, I didn't know
elementary.
that, but I'll let you
Yeah.
finish. Go ahead.
I've been writing poetry for a while. And I actually had a friend send me this 21-day poetry challenge, and she had a book published through the organization. And so I tried it out. I was like, let's see if I can write 21 poems in 21 days.
Absolutely.
And
Indeed.
at the and did and more.
Well, okay.
At the time, I was traveling when I worked for the school system. You know, summer's off,
Yeah.
so I would travel abroad in the summer and kind of be like a chaperone for a group of high school kids, learning different things. And so we went to Botswana on that trip, Botswana in Southern Africa, which I love dearly. And it feels like home. And so when I was there, the words they just kept coming. And it was really cool to talk to some of the kids who also were writing, and just another connection point for people. So yeah, just started writing poems about everything. And then used some poems from some other trips and other experiences, and got this book together. I kind of lead my year every year with a word. And so reframe was the word for that year. And so it felt appropriate to name it that.
Wow.
So it's got a little bit of everything in there. It's some poems about mental health, poems about travel, poems about imposter syndrome, not feeling enough, of course, love and all of that, but mostly just we are often told so many things about ourselves to us. People be talking about us to us.
Yeah.
And so some of that stuff that we hold on to is not ours. It's not ours to hold. And so I just felt a push to be like, I gotta let some of this stuff go. I need to relearn and unlearn. I need to be able to write my own story. Rewrite if need be. Nobody gets to tell me who I am but me and God. That's about it.
Yeah.
So just figuring that out in real time and putting it on paper and sharing it with others. It really wasn't for anybody else. I wanted to do it for me. And so this is what
Wow.
happened.
So
Yeah.
it's like a release, some things that
Absolutely.
you had on the inside that you had
Mhm.
to get out. I
Mhm.
like that, rewriting your story,
Absolutely.
because we have a bad habit of like the older
Mhm.
generation. They feel like they can prophesy
Mhm.
over somebody's life.
Mhm.
You don't know how God is working or gonna work in that person's life. Because I had my daughter at 17, and I mean, the looks and the comments and, just all those things, and being told as a child, well, I wasn't a child, teenager, heading up to my pregnancy, you're never going to be, but the devil is a liar. The devil
Period.
is a liar,
Absolutely.
because, and I'm not going to just roll out, let come out all the things that I'm doing, that I do. I'm not boasting in me. It's God.
Absolutely.
But sometimes we need to shut up.
Mhm.
We need to shut our mouth. And how about grabbing that young person, praying with them, or being a mentor, or loving on them,
Absolutely.
because nobody's perfect. We all mess up. And truth be told, that older person, you messed up too.
Absolutely.
You wore that short skirt. Fooled around with whomever, somebody husband, somebody wife. Just all these things, oftentimes we forget. We forget, but I'm thankful. Everything that I went through is for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't. Because I'm able to tell somebody else. And so this is great.
Thank
This is
you.
great. I want you to continue to put it on paper.
Yes.
Yes, because you
I have
never
to.
know. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to. Again, for me, that's one of the ways that I cope. I love to write. I also love to be creative. And so when I'm not feeling right, when I'm not feeling myself, or my light is dim, when my light
Right.
feels
Yeah.
not as bright, I know it's time for me to not only reach out to those supports we talked about, but what are the things I like to do? What are the things that I can control to make me feel better? And I can always stop and write.
Yeah.
I can always just write it out. And so get it out of my head and put it on paper. One, it makes you feel better. And two, you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. So is that similar to journaling?
I think so. Yeah, for me, I have different types of journals. I have journals where I just write words on the paper. I have journals, call it a junk journal, where for me, there's a poem attached to it, and then there's like pictures and stickers and stamps and just some creative aspect to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think journaling is like one of the primary ways of coping, a huge coping skill. Again, you get it out of your brain, you put it on paper, it helps you process better. If it's out of my brain, then I can focus on something else. Because
Right.
sometimes
Oh,
we
that's
just don't
good.
need to be there. Like,
That's good.
sometimes we just need to put that away for a second so we can finish what we're doing and we can come back to it.
Wow. So is it okay in journaling just to like write down like one word?
Yes.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going back, you said something about almost like older people or other people projecting things
Yeah.
onto you and trying to prophesy. That's part of the reframe. Like, you can, oh, she talked too much, she a chatty kid, she this, that, and the other. Well, let's reframe that.
Right.
She's got something to say.
Yes.
She has a voice. She wants
Yes.
to be heard. Let's reframe that into a positive.
That's good.
Yeah.
And she might be the next lawyer.
You never know.
Or radio host. Or what
That.
motivational speaker. Yeah, I like. That's good.
Yeah, sometimes when, again, people speaking about you to you, it might be true, but let's reframe it a little bit. What does it really mean?
Right.
We call little girls bossy. Okay, maybe, when I worked at the elementary school, I had a little girl, I called her Bossy Boots. She's a leader. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a leader. When she does good, her classmates do good because they look
Wow.
to her. Yeah, we can call her bossy, but we can also call her a leader. Let's
Yeah,
reframe it.
that's great. You're helping me because sometimes with at my middle school, I'm out in the hall and I'm like, go, sis,"
Yeah.
but I've been working on that even leading up to now. You saying that, like looking at that thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way with
Yeah.
the kid and thinking, okay, how can I kind of nurture it in a sense, not no disrespect.
Oh
No,
no.
not the disrespect, but
For
we gonna
sure.
have a
That's
conversation about
different.
that. But even in that, maybe the kid wanted to express, how they're feeling in that moment, and the way was how it came out.
Right.
Because we want them to deal with, their emotions,
We
but it's
do.
all in how they deal with it. So, just grabbing the kid, hey, what's going on? What's going on with you today?
Yes.
Instead of, and so they look so defeated when you are like, because I've heard some kids say they don't listen.
Right. They don't care. They
Yeah,
don't listen.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
that we don't care. We want better for you.
Yes,
And I think
yes.
a lot of times I want to use the word trigger a lot. I don't want to use a lot of, mental health buzzwords, but like that can bring up something in us. Like, I need you to get to class. I want you to do this. I need you to get this work. Why you just don't care? What do you know? Because I see myself in you
Yep.
and I want better for you.
Absolutely.
Like, that's why I'm hard on
Yep,
you.
yep, absolutely.
Not a great excuse, but just being able to identify that in yourself. Like,
Yes, especially them smart combat
yes.
that they have. Yeah, so that was can be me
Yes.
sometime now, but yeah, absolutely. So I'm not gonna even ask, do you love what you do? you know, Th- let's. I want to talk about Africa. How, when you said you was there 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
Again, long story, short story. No, it was a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful experience. So, Peace Corps, federal organization, started way back when, and it was kind of to like foster peace between nations. And so it's been around for a while. There are some problematic things, systems, right? Going into another country and not so much telling them that they're doing things wrong, because that's not how we approach it, but sometimes you need to just be really intentional about the fact that like this is indigenous culture, this is ancestral knowledge, like they know what they're doing. Can we find another way to make some things more efficient? Sure. The times have changed, but we're not finna act like they don't know what they're doing. We're not finna take that from them. So anyway, but I went as a education volunteer. So the assignment that I was given was to co-teach math, science, and English with some Zambian teachers. My primary school that I worked at, I got there, the teachers were phenomenal. You don't really need me to co-teach with you. You don't. If you want me to, because, I'm American, I'm a novelty, absolutely. But you're doing a great job. You don't need me to do that. What else do you actually need help with in the community? Well, we'd really like a library. Okay, bet. Wow. We'd really like for HIV/AIDS education across the village. All right, cool. I can do that. We really want a girl empowerment group. Definitely can do that. So those were the things that I focused on, and tried to teach at a preschool, which was adorable because they were teaching me Bimba, which was the Ichibimba was the local language that I spoke when I lived in Zambia.
Wow.
And I was trying to teach them English. And so we were like on the same page, just learning together, me and these little 4, 5, 6-year-olds.
Wow. Many people don't get the opportunity to travel like to Africa.
I don't take it for granted. It's, again, talk about alignment. Again, I could the whole way that happened all throughout undergrad, just little nuggets kept, you need to go to Africa. You need to go to Africa. And not on a, I need to save. I did want to save the world. I got there. You didn't need, they didn't need saving. It was me who needed saving.
Wow.
Yeah, it was me who needed it. I needed to reframe. I needed to change my mindset. I needed to see for myself what things were like.
Wow.
And I've just, after, the 2 years of being in Zambia, traveling over the continent, I love the continent.
Wow.
And so my goal is to go back as often as I can. And so I find organizations that can get me there. And so I found Council on International Education Exchange, CIEE, where you are like a chaperone, or I was basically there to chaperone and to provide mental health support, just roommate issues, just culture shock, homesickness, things like that. But I'm traveling with these groups of high school kids who I've never met. We all meet in the airport. And I'm going with them. I'm doing the excursions with them. I'm helping them teach in an elementary school classroom because I have that background. In Botswana, it was a conservation trip, but Botswana is right next to Zambia. So, like, I have some knowledge of the landscape and get to see elephants up. I mean, like, it's
I was going to ask.
And, like, there really are no words. I tried to put it in words, but... And just, like, anytime you get to see, like, what God has really done.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing. Wow. It's amazing. I again, don't take it for granted, but I definitely know that it is a part of my assignment.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, how long was the airplane ride? That's where I that part right there.
It's definitely a ride. It's a good, depending on where you're going. So Zambia, it's like 17 hours. It was more than 17 hours. So like 17 hours. You stop in South Africa. You get on a little teeny tiny plane from South Africa to Zambia.
See me blinking. I'm like,
right. Well, that's the way we did it. That's the way I did it. It's not always like that.
I mean, but the first part, 17 hours.
It's a trip.
Then tiny plane.
It's a trip.
Oh, okay.
Going to Ghana, I did like a 6-hour flight to like Amsterdam, a 5-hour flight from Amsterdam to Ghana. So it wasn't as bad, but I mean, it takes the 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Worth it.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
And I have major travel anxiety. Like, I love to travel. I hate traveling. And so I don't really like those plane rides. I get a fidget. I get some Benadryl, Dramamine.
Okay.
I say a lot of prayers.
Okay.
And then just knowing, like, okay, on the other side of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were the people receiving of you?
That's a real talk. That's a real conversation.
Okay.
I will say, I think when I was in Peace Corps, some of the work that I was doing, it was a little more difficult, I think, because I'm Black, because I think they're used to people who don't look like them coming in and trying to help and trying to, quote unquote, save. They have my village anyway, or my area, who would talk about the white vans, because every time they see a white van is some government organization dropping someone or something off. And so we had white vans. And they're like, what'd you bring back today? Oh, just me. Just me. It's a funny story now. It was not very funny then, but I had a chief in my village, had a handman who was over the village, and then a chief over the bigger area. You have to go introduce yourself to the chief when you come in, which is fine. I introduced myself, and he's like, why are you here? And I was like, oh, because I was a teacher back in the States. I have a child development background. Like, I'm really passionate. He's like, no, why are you here? Why did they send you and not a white person? And I was like, oh, because I'm qualified, because I'm capable, because this is where I'm supposed to be. And I was 23 saying that.
Okay.
23 saying that.
I
Probably
see
should have
that.
said it in a different way.
Well, well, I mean, he asked.
Yeah. Mhm. And, 2 years later, I'm best friends with his niece,
Wow.
who runs a local shop down the street. His wife loves me and invites me to all these parties.
Wow.
I like to dance.
Okay.
And so I couldn't, when I was learning the language and I couldn't get my words out, we just danced.
Wow.
And that's universal. Wow. Yeah. So I did have a couple of moments where just some things were different. I got called colored, which is not a bad thing. They just think I'm mixed race.
Okay.
Because I got locked over there, locked my hair up. They're like, are you colored? No. I mean, no. And it's just a racial qualification over there. And so just, okay. And then being called fat is a good thing.
Oh, okay.
It means you're healthy. It means you eat well. It means you're blessed. And
all right.
so, but being called fat every day, we don't do that here. We low key do it here, right? Mm-hmm. And so getting adjusted to that, and then some people were like, "Oh, welcome home." And the first time I heard that, I cried like a baby. And I've always heard like the land claims you. And so Zambia claimed me, Botswana claimed me. Wow. Like that feels like home. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the like the medical side like?
So I only giggle. I got bitten by a dog there. And so we have a clinic. Every village, my village has a clinic. And so I run to the clinic. The clinic's not open. Leg is bleeding. I call the Peace Corps office. They say, don't let anyone touch you. Because HIV/AIDS is there. Yeah. Pretty high %. I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried. I had an event the next day. Oh. I was like, I got the superintendent of schools coming to my event. I got these kids doing a debate.
You a soldier. You a soldier. She's a soldier for real.
I taught them for months how to use these English words to do this debate. This debate gonna happen. And so I'm worried about that. And they're like, don't let anyone touch you. You have to come to the Capitol to get checked out. And I was like, I'll come tomorrow. And they're like, no. I was like, you don't understand. I've been working all year for this. I'll come tomorrow. And so I was fine, but I cleaned my leg up. It was fine. Couldn't take any medicine from the clinic just because. Also, I don't really want to take resources from anybody else.
Right.
My best friend in the village, she comes running to the clinic. I heard you were hurt. And she just, like, the care and the love of the people there. Again, like, it's 2 years. We're family.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're family. I didn't go home at all those 2 years. And so they became my family. They talked to my family. My family would ask about them. They would ask about my family. Like, yeah. Wow. I still talk to some people from Zambia, which is a blessing. But as far as other medical things, vaccines were there, a lot of grant funding for HIV/AIDS work. Clinics were my clinic was pretty well stocked. Peace Corps had health volunteers where they would do like baby weighing, making sure the babies are on track developmentally and all these other things. And so since I wasn't a health volunteer, I can't speak too much, but from what I saw, there were resources, there were things. I think the primary issue in my village was the water. Waterborne diseases and things like that, and malaria, just making sure you're protected from malaria.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was an eye-opening experience because we can go, thank God, we can go to our faucet, turn it on. I mean, now, granted, there I'm sure some things, but nothing compared compared to what
Right,
they
yeah.
deal with every day.
But it's like it's just how they do things.
Yeah.
Like you go to the borehole, you pump some water in the morning, you cook with that water, you bathe with that water, you do everything. And I lived in a village, so you go into town, there's running water. You go into town, there's electricity. In my village, not so much. And so a lot of prep on the front end to do those things, but it's life. It's
Right.
just and the peace and the happiness that they have.
Yes.
I think that was the biggest, so much gratitude for what I have and what I don't have.
And the support, each other. How you said your best friend ran and
Yes.
you okay,
Yeah.
and everybody else, checking on you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Just by listening to you, I'm like,
It was beautiful. And so Ubuntu, the private practice that I work for, Ubuntu is a Zulu word, I believe, and it means I am because we are. It's this idea of community. In Botswana, the word is Botho. It's I am who I am because of you. And so it's about that collective work, that community care. And I think I'm super passionate about that. And I think now back to my Peace Corps experience because I was taken care of. I'm in this place with nobody. I mean, it's 39 other American kids because we were kids, but I was so well taken care of.
wow.
So well taken care of.
And that I am what I am because of you. I love those that word those words. But then there are the flip side of it is I'm absolutely who I am because of you, because you caused me, this trauma.
Absolutely.
And
True. Facts. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and so just to know that they are supportive of each other because we all need
that.
support. So wow.
Yeah, I like to say you gain awareness in isolation, you heal in community.
Wow.
You can't do it by
Yeah.
yourself.
Right. And
We're
you
not
can't
meant to
stay
do
there
it.
too long because depression sets in, all
Yes.
these different things, set in and, yeah. And it's always good to go to someone if you don't want therapy and all these things. It's good. But find you someone that is very supportive.
Yes.
And will also tell you the truth, but in love.
That part.
But in love, because, we can bash some people, but no, tell them in love, and let them know about your journey. You haven't
Yeah.
always be, people, we talked about it earlier, people
Yeah.
forget, share,
True.
it's all about helping each other on this journey. Like we said, opening up, how you reached out to me and, and vice versa, because it was times I just didn't know. I want to throw the towel in.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know about this,
Right.
this middle school. I don't know.
Like stick in there. That's my baby.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Absol-
You got it.
Absolutely, you did. And you always are so upbeat and cheerful. And I appreciate that. When I'm on the other end, I'm like, girl, I don't know. You like, you got it. They like you there. They love you there. You're going to do great.
Yes.
And I'm on the other end like,
If you say so.
yeah.
And I do.
Absolutely. And I probably did say that. I probably did like, yeah, all right, if you say so. But it's all about helping each other.
Because when you win, I win. When I win, you
Yeah.
win. Like, when you eat, I eat. So
Right.
let's get it.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is.
It's enough on the
It's
table
enough for everybody.
to eat. Enough.
It is enough for
Yes,
everybody.
For everybody. But you know what? You didn't tell us how to get your book. Is it on Amazon?
Awesome. Okay, yes. You can get it on Amazon. If you just type in either Reframe or type in Ray Kenya, it'll pop up. You can also get it Barnes & Nobles. Same thing. Type my name or type the title. You can get it as well.
And how you spell your name?
Raekenya.
Okay.
Last name Walker.
Okay.
Same with Ubuntu. If anyone's ever interested in services, any therapy services, Ubuntu counseling and wellness. I'll make sure I give you the
Okay.
information, maybe to put it on there.
Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will. And so the meaning, words have meaning.
Absolutely.
What does yes,
Ubuntu
yeah,
means? It means I am because we are.
okay. What you just said, what you learned when you were over in
Yes.
Africa.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like something clicked. I'm like,
Yeah.
that sound familiar. Yes.
And our CEO, my mentor, wellness guru, I don't want to say guru, but wellness advocate, Dr. Paquita Pullen, she is over the practice and she created the practice and she picked the word because it
Wow.
spoke to her even
Wow.
before I met her. And so again, alignment. Meaning
Yeah.
her and knowing what Ubuntu stands for and what it means and knowing that, again, alignment. I'm supposed to be a part of this organization.
Absolutely. And that's what I've been hearing the whole time, alignment. Everything that we've talked about, you know, and how you explain it, I'm like, yeah, you were meant to go to Africa. You were meant, you know, to start your practice, and you were meant to get your LCSW and your LMSW. You know, even things that came against you and tried to make it difficult, you still was able to because you were in alignment and you were obedient.
I was going to say, when you are obedient, even when you don't understand it, things will fall into place.
Come on now.
And you don't know how. You don't understand it.
Come on
Whether
now.
you deserve it or not is not the question.
Right.
Because if it's for you, those doors will open.
And we're the ones that feel like, you know, we mess up, but God, he has so much in store for his children.
Yes.
For his children. You know, and you can become God's child by believing in his son, Jesus. That he died on the cross for your sins. And on the third day, God raised him up with all power. So, yeah, we are at the end, you all. We have really enjoyed each other
Yes,
and just
absolutely.
having just a conversation, you know, about what's going on, you know, in Rakenya's life and the challenges that, you know, she had to encounter and alignment, obedience. So I have really enjoyed, and I need to definitely do some thinking about what I need to get in alignment with and get on it, because you never know. Time is short.
Yes.
Time is short. So thank you all for listening in, and remember, I'm on the first Saturday of every month from 11 to 12. So until next time, you all be blessed.